What's up, everybody? I am Roman Gennaro for Empire Sports Talk. Let's talk about the AFC North. We're back for another divisional breakdown as we march up to the beginning of the NFL season. As we're recording this, it's Tuesday afternoon, a little more than a week prior to the first NFL game, and we've already done a video about the AFC East. Now we're going to talk about the AFC North. This has always been one of the most intriguing divisions to me. I've known it basically my whole conscious life as the black and blue division, going all the way back to the Steelers and Ravens defenses that had Troy Polamalu, Joey Porter, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, those kind of guys. This is the division where you get beat up. Now it's become a division all about offense. So let's jump into this. The team I have winning this division, and it's pretty clear. I mentioned in the previous video, looking at strength of schedule, it's actually humorous to me because the first AFC team mentioned, the first 8 teams in terms of strength of schedule are from the NFC. The first AFC team that cracks the list is the Baltimore Ravens. This is actually kind of surprising to me, given that when we talk about quarterbacks, when we talk about star players on that side of the ball, we're usually talking about the AFC. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. We're usually talking about the AFC, so the fact that an AFC team does not appear on strength of schedule until the number 9 slot with the Baltimore Ravens, that does surprise me. And that is where we start our AFC North breakdown. I believe the Baltimore Ravens will win this division. They signed Rashad Bateman to a 3-year extension. If he can stay healthy, that'll be a big one. Derrick Henry signed a 2-year extension. They brought in DeAndre Hopkins. They brought in Jair Alexander on the defensive side of the ball. They brought in Ronnie Stanley on the offensive line. The most important thing when you have a guy like Lamar Jackson, who is going to do everything for your offense, is protecting him. So bringing in a guy like Ronnie Stanley and Joe Noteboom, for that matter, on the offensive line, making sure you keep Lamar upright is extremely important. I think there are so many questions around the other 3 teams in this division that it seems wildly clear that this is Baltimore's division. There are things I like about Cincinnati, mainly the offense. There are things I like about Pittsburgh. We'll get there in a minute. And there are things about Cleveland. But when there are so many question marks around the rest of your division, you got to look at the team with the least amount of question marks, and that is Baltimore. Is this the year they can finally get past the Kansas City and Buffaloes of the AFC? We don't know. But as long as you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and Mark Andrews and the defense that Baltimore has had, you have a good chance. Number 2 in the AFC North, this is going to depend on defense. And getting Trey Hendrickson back is a massive thing. I don't think they would be any higher than 3rd if they had not gotten him, and they might still not get any higher than 3rd, but I have to go with the Cincinnati Bengals because of that offense. Yes, their defense was horrible a year ago. Yes, there was a lot of drama in the offseason with Trey Hendrickson and their draft pick Stewart, but both guys are in camp. Both guys are signed. Both guys are ready to go. Do I think that defense is going to be good? Absolutely not. But Joe Burrow would have won the MVP going away if the Bengals had made the playoffs. He was easily the best statistical player in the NFL a year ago. That offense cannot be denied. And however small they did address the defense, got a new defensive coordinator. Again, do I think it's going to be great? But do I hope at least that it's serviceable enough for 33 points a game to win you games? I hope so. And if it is, I have to have them at number 2. Whether they make the playoffs or not, we'll see. Third place, and it's more of a tie, really. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have made a lot of noise this offseason with their moves, most notably Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and that alone is enough to be excited about it. Also tight end Jonnu Smith. Also, they finally reached a deal with TJ Watt, bringing him back, which is big for that defense. Quarterback Darius Slay, safety Juan Thornhill, and again, Aaron Rodgers. And you cannot talk about the Steelers and whether or not they will make the playoffs without talking about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is one of those guys. I will never count Mike Tomlin out. He will always find a way to go 9-8. Always. And he's got huge difference makers now. Aaron Rodgers, even in his 40s. They seem pretty ready to go into the season with Jaylen Warren. Again, I mentioned DK Metcalf, but they have a trio of wide receivers that I feel like we could easily overlook that could make differences for this team. Scotty Miller, Ben Skoranek, and Robert Woods. Yes, Robert Woods is past his prime, but I will never count out Mike Tomlin. Aaron Rodgers, if he does not have to run the whole offense, which I do not think he will, because the Steelers have way more weapons than the Jets did, I think this could easily be a playoff team. And if you can hear the yard workers outside my apartment right now, I apologize. To me, it'll just come down to if the Bengals defense can keep the Steelers from second place or third place. Likely, the Steelers will find themselves in second place, but I choose to be an optimist when it comes to this Bengals team. So I have the Steelers in third place, but I have to believe they will find a way still to finish at least 9-8 and be a threat to make the playoffs. And through no surprise to anyone, number 4, I have the Cleveland Browns. When all the talk of your offseason is a 5th-round quarterback, when your likely starter is a 40-year-old, when you have rookie quarterbacks calling out other rookie quarterbacks, even though they say it's not a big deal, and most importantly, when you're Cleveland in this division with this star power on the 3 other teams, I don't see this happening. I don't see the Browns recapturing the magic that was Joe Flacco leading them to the playoffs with the league's best defense 2 years ago. I don't see it. It's not going to happen. The rest of the division is too good. The rest of the division has made too many moves that were not seen as controversial. And 4th place. Whether that's 4-13 or 8-9, we won't know. But the AFC North is a tough division. It always has been. So if you're the team that is consistently at the bottom, and your biggest storyline is your 4th-string quarterback, I don't see how it's going to end well for you. And that is my prediction for the NFC North. It is Baltimore Ravens, followed by Cincinnati Bengals. If their defense can be better than it was a year ago, I do think it will be, though not by much. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers, both Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, I could see themselves finding their way into the playoffs if certain things go right. And then in last place, the Cleveland Browns. I do think we will see either Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders starting by the end of the season because it'll be a lost season and they want to know what they have. Presumably they're going to go into the future with one, but not both of these quarterbacks, so they want to know what they have. They want to know who holds the most value. They want to know who can bring them back the biggest return in a potential trade. So I do expect to see either Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel or both getting significant snaps towards the end of the season. On the next video, we will talk about the AFC South, and I have a lot to say. So until then, I am Roman Gennaro of Empire Sports Talk. I'll see you on the next one.